The Secret Misses. Chapter 721. At Sophia's office in Starlight Entertainment. Emma tossed a stack of newspapers onto Sophia's face. Trash. The newspaper headlines screamed, "Secret revealed, Anthony's cheating scandal, Emma is the biggest winner." Anthony's cheating scandal was announced 2 days ago, but the direction of the gossip had already shifted. Aside from the keyboard warriors and celebrity fans, there were still a lot of sane and smart people on the internet. The incident might have appeared normal, but after some research, it was not so simple after all. On the surface, due to Celine's conflict with Luna, she had picked Luna as her target to frame, but if Luna's reputation was destroyed, the person who would benefit the most would be Emma. Luna's popularity was rising quickly, becoming even more popular than the main actress, Emma. Emma's fans started messing with her, but in the end, Adam's fans fought back for Luna. Soon after, some unproven rumors about Luna being Anthony's mistress started to circulate, then Anthony spoke up Weibo personally. Was this series of incidents really a coincidence? Was Luna just unlucky? Could Celine have been ordered by Emma? They always seemed to be close to each other. Not only that, Emma maintained a low profile for some time in hopes that people would forget the incident when she framed Luna, but it was all being brought up again and people started to suspect that the assistant involved at that time had been ordered by her. "What are you doing? Why didn't you stop the news from spreading? Even then newspapers are writing about it." Emma yelled angrily. You can't blame me. You were so confident and you even said that there would be no problem, so I didn't pay much attention. Who'd have known that things would turn out this way overnight? Of course, I'm confident there'll be no evidence. If I left any, do you think I'd be standing here yelling at you? The point is, their comments don't need any proof at all. Should I sue the newspapers for defamation? But, they are careful with their words, surely they worded them ambiguously and we can't do anything about the comments online. Delete as many online posts as you can, just leave the published newspapers. Stop the other newspapers from publishing any more negative news about me. At the same time, Luna was bringing a big bouquet of beautiful balloons and flowers to the office. Stacy was busy, so when she heard someone knocking on her door, she replied without even looking up, "Come in." Footsteps were heard, then a big bouquet of fresh mint-colored balloons and bright flowers were nudged right in front of her. Stacy was surprised. "What?" Luna smiled at her and gently said, "Stacy, they are for you." Stacy returned her a smile as well. "Thank you." She forgot when was the last time she had received flowers. Her insomnia and fatigue went away the moment she saw the fresh flowers and the girl's lovely smile. "Right, Stacy, when I was looking through Weibo this morning, many people suspected that Anthony's incident is related to Emma. Even a few mainstream media sources reported it. Were you behind this?" "Actually, I thought about it before, but I have no evidence." Chapter 722. Stacy told her, not everything needs evidence. Netizens aren't fools. They just need some guidance and they'll know what happened. For incidents like these, happening once might be a coincidence. The second time might be an accident, but what do you think the netizens would think about the third time? No matter how well she handled it, she's surely got a hand in this. Emma's kind and gentle public image will fade away slowly. If something similar happens in the future, the netizens will have our back. Luna squinted her eyes and set her mouth in a determined line. Karma. She deserves it. As Stacy spoke, she opened her drawer. "Right, there's something for you." "What is this?" Luna took a look at it and was surprised. "A car key?" The company just gave you one. The movie is airing soon and you'll be needing a car in this period of time." "Wow. They gave me a BMW? And it was one of the high-end models, worth at least a few $1,000,000. This is a celebrity's reputation at stake. We can't have you looking too badly. Plus, you've been performing well and you got yourself 2 endorsements aside from your casting in At the World. Thank you, Sis Stacy and Starlight Entertainment, I'll continue to work hard." Luna was over the moon about this unexpected news. "Sis Stacy, the promotion for the movie is finished now. Is there any more work? I was about to tell you. At 8 p.m. tomorrow night, Noble will be having their new perfume conference at Imperial Night Hotel. Remember to be there on time. All right. Also, there's another matter. What is it? I'm thinking if I should let Bonnie stay with you. It's easier for her to take care of you that way. Luna's heart was throbbing with anxiety. It would be all over if Bonnie saw her and Theo together. I think, it's fine. I'll be able to take care of myself. I'm actually used to staying alone and it might be inconvenient if another person stayed with me. All right then. Stacy did not push further. Luna sighed in relief in her heart. As they were talking, someone knocked urgently on the door. Sheldon came in hurriedly. Stacy, oh, Luna's here as well. Great. Have any of you seen Adam? Luna shook her head. Nope. Why? Stacy replied, I haven't seen him. Sheldon looked like doomsday had arrived for him. Adam's gone missing since yesterday. I can't contact him at all. Did he just hide somewhere and play his video games? Luna said. Sheldon glanced at his watch. At first, that's what I thought, but today he's having a signing ceremony for an endorsement. A 10 million endorsement. I've been liaising with them for over 3 months, but I can't even contact him now. I'm going to die. Luna's mouth twitched. 10 million, that brat. How long until the ceremony? Stacy asked. Only 2 hours left. Please. Help me. Where could he be? I've gone to the places he usually hangs out at. He wasn't there. Luna shrugged. Bro Sheldon, I'm afraid that I can't be of much help here. Surely you know all the places that I know. She got to know Adam overseas, so she did not know where he would usually be back here in China. Stacy, I know you're busy. Please. Help me. If this endorsement gets cancelled, then I better go and jump off the building, pleaded the big-sized Sheldon with the most pitiful face. Chapter 723. Luna could not bear seeing his mournful expression. Stacy, could you help him? Stacy stayed quiet for a while and said, I'm sorry, Bro Ming, but the thing is, I'm not sure where to find him either. As she finished her sentence, Sheldon passed out. Luna and Stacy stared in shock before they used all their strength to get Sheldon propped up on the sofa. What now, Stacy? Luna anxiously asked. Struggle flashed in Stacy's eyes. In the end, she commanded, you take care of Bro Ming and call the ambulance. I'll look for Adam. Okay. Luna nodded. After Stacy left, Luna was about to call the ambulance, but Sheldon suddenly sat up on the sofa. Luna was terrified. What? What's happening? Bro Ming, you mean you didn't actually pass out? Sheldon looked at the entrance and nodded after he confirmed Stacy had left. I was acting. If not, Stacy would never help me. Luna was speechless. Aren't you overdoing it? Sheldon looked guiltily at her. I didn't want to do this as well, but that brat forced me to. I'm not sure what happened to him recently. He's been in a bad mood constantly. He chased away 3 assistants in a day. He's driving me crazy. As Sheldon spoke, he looked at Luna, suspecting that the mood swings might be related to Luna, but Adam was not telling him anything. Luna did not notice Sheldon's suspicions. Terrible. I suddenly realized that I'm so much better in comparison to Adam. Half an hour later, in a ruin somewhere in the outskirts. Stacy teetered in her high heels through some rubbish dumps. To her utmost frustration, one of her heels broke. In addition to her sprained ankle after getting pushed by the security guard the day before, her foot was getting worse. Finally, she stopped in front of an abandoned bus. She knocked on the door while panting, but it was silent. There was no reply. She pushed the door lightly and it creaked open. The seats in the bus had been removed. It had been modified into a house with pure white rugs made of sheep wool spread on the floor. Stacy took off her shoes and stepped onto the soft mat. She then pushed another door in the area open. As expected, Adam was lying on the bed, hugging a large, fluffy, white pillow in his sleep. A few empty bottles of beer were littered all over the floor. Sunlight streamed through a window above the bed, shining on the man's blonde hair and making him sparkle angelically. She remembered when Adam was adding the window, he had said that he would be able to see the stars when he lay down on the bed at night. Adam was a wild child at the time, preferring not to stay home. He had insisted on modifying an abandoned bus here into a house, and he would just go there at random times to think about life. Adam, Adam. Stacy called his name a few times, but he was sound asleep and gave no reaction. Stacy went closer to Adam's ears and whispered his name sharply. Adam woke up with a startle. What? Who said that Sebastian is more handsome than me? Are you blind? Chapter 724. Adam, who had just woken up, frowned at Stacy standing beside his bed. Why, are you here? I was wondering who was it that woke me up this way. Adam was once the hottest star in the industry. His strongest rival was Sebastian, and they were often compared to each other. The last thing he wanted to hear was someone saying that Sebastian looked better than him. Even the slightest whisper of such a thing would wake him up from his dreams. Despite Sebastian retiring, he was still paranoid. Sheldon has been looking for you since yesterday morning. It's roughly an hour before the signing ceremony and we're very far away from the venue. Assuming that traffic is clear today, you'll only have about half an hour left to make it, Stacy told him urgently. Oh, so what now? Adam lay back on his bed, showing no signs of leaving. Sheldon has been busy liaising for this event for the past 3 months. He's so worked up that he even passed out in my office just now. And? Stacy was not fazed by Adam's annoying attitude. Had it been the old her, she would have yelled at him and cried tears of frustration already. Suddenly, Adam's phone rang. Hello, brother Adam. Why did you leave early last night? We're going out on the water today. Do you want to join us? Sang a girl's voice over the phone. Adam replied with a lazy tone, all right, I'll be there in an hour. He then started preparing himself. Stacy looked at Adam, reminded of her past days. He had been like that in the past, selfish and arrogant, self-centered and disregarding everyone. What could have happened to make him act this way again? Adam was about to leave, but he stopped in his tracks. Stacy had taken out her phone to call Luna. Hey, Luna. Adam's expression changed when he heard Luna's name. Without further thought, he grabbed Stacy's phone and ended the call. Stacy, what are you doing? Stacy glared at him straight in the eye. I'm asking her if Bro Ming has woken up. What? What did you think I was trying to do? Adam's expression darkened and he returned her phone to her begrudgingly. I thought you were calling her to come over. What else could I have thought? Stacy remained silent and looked at him solemnly. What are you staring at? Adam feeling the heebie-jeebies from her intense gaze. Adam, attend the signage ceremony now. Adam laughed at her. Getting braver now, aren't you? You dare to order me around? If not, I'll tell Luna that you like her. What? Adam's eyes widened in aghast. How dare you, Stacy? Stacy maintained her steady expression on him. Adam felt like he had been tricked, so he quickly denied, Are you dumb? Whoever said that I liked her? I heard it when you were talking in your sleep. Blood rushed to Adam's feet and he feebly stammered, You're lying, aren't you? I recorded it. How despicable, Stacy. Adam quickly grabbed her phone to destroy the incriminating evidence. Much to his horror, Stacy had already pressed the send button. Nonchalantly, she told him, Actually, you didn't say anything in your sleep, but I've recorded down our conversation and sent it to my own email. It's futile to delete it from my phone now. Although Adam had not explicitly mentioned his liking towards Luna, his reaction had basically given him away. Chapter 725. Although Adam had not explicitly mentioned his liking towards Luna, his reaction had basically given him away. As expected, she was right. Only a woman could change a man. The change in Adam was far too drastic after he returned from overseas. There were no other possibilities. "Stacy, damn it," Adam said in between clenched teeth. Their conversation was the ultimate evidence and was much more convincing than his sleep talk. Stacy quickly picked out an outfit from his wardrobe and signaled to him to get changed. She then called Luna and informed her to tell Sheldon that everything was settled after he woke up, that was. Adam thought she was about to tell Luna about his feelings, so he stripped himself almost instantly. "I'll change now." "Stop it." Stacy was speechless. Adam looked cockily at her. "How is it?" "My body looks much better than before, doesn't it?" "Too bad you resigned." "Are you regretting now?" "Not everyone gets a chance like this." "If you spout any more crap, I'll call her right now." "No." At Glory World Entertainment, Luna went up to the miserable Sheldon to give him the good news after she had finished her call with Stacy. "Bro Ming, stop being so miserable. Get up. Stacy told me that it's all right now." She found Adam and managed to convince him to attend the signing ceremony. "Really? Are you lying to me?" Sheldon perked up, clasping his palms together. "Why should I lie to you?" Stacy said they are already on their way to the hotel. That's great. I'm going to set up a mini shrine for her at home." Luna hid an amused smirk. "Since it's all settled now, I'll be on my way." "Okay." Now that Adam's matter was finally settled, Luna could not wait to see her new BMW. It was a black sporty BMW. Luna looked at the black car and fell absolutely in love with it, especially since it was a reward for her hard work. She really could not wait to get behind the wheel. Her wound was on her thigh, but it would be all right if she drove, wouldn't it? Luna could not help herself. She unlocked the car and got in, feeling a shiver of thrill run up her spine as she coaxed the engine to life. As Luna was leaving with her car, she passed by Isabella and a few female artistes. "Isn't that Luna?" "Is that BMW hers?" asked one of them while looking at the direction Luna left. "Seems like it. My manager said the company gave it to her," another artiste replied, not bothering to conceal her envy and jealousy. "What? She's so new and they gave her a BMW? None of her work has even gone on air yet and she only got herself a measly game endorsement. Why is she getting such special treatment? Probably because she's famous these days. I thought Luna was surely going to get crushed during the Anthony incident. Who knew that it would turn into a free promotion for her? And The World is airing soon. Looks like her popularity rating might be soaring in the near future." Isabella sneered, "What do you know? People who rely on scandals and beauty are the worst kind of people. They are just slightly better than those always exposing their skin. She won't last long even if she gets popular." "You're right," everyone agreed. "Oh, right, I heard that Noble is going to hold a conference for their new product tomorrow night. Anyone received the invitation?" Chapter 726. You're kidding me. Small fries like us would never get invited to events of such high caliber. I heard Noble specializes in providing for royalty. While they might not be as popular as Chanel, Tiffany, or Armani, Noble is far more classy. As they were discussing, Isabella conveniently drew out an elegant invitation card from her handbag and casually asked, "Are you guys talking about this?" "Ah. That's the one. That's so cool." "Isabella, you're invited," one of the artistes gushed as she gazed longingly at the invitation card. "Ooh, this invitation card smells so good." As expected from Noble. They are so creative with their invitation card. Of course, they invited all the big shots from the entertainment and fashion industry. Now that Isabella's movie is getting better and better, her TV series is really rocketing in popularity as well. It's no surprise that she's invited. I'm so envious. I wish I could go as well. Me too. Isabella carefully kept her invitation card and she looked at them almost pitifully. I can't help you, but I can try and ask my cousin, who is close to the art director from Noble. She also happens to be the special guest for this event. That's really great. Thank you so much, Isabella. Isabella was satisfied with the elevation from their compliments and gratitude. You're welcome, it's no big deal. On the way back home, Luna realized that she had some free time on her hand, so she wanted to meet second senior brother, Cameron. However, she remembered that Cameron's original number was not contactable anymore, thus she put on her Bluetooth earphone and called Theo. Hey, rumbled the man's deep voice. Boss, what's Cameron's mobile number? Send it to me, please. I'm free in the afternoon and I'll meet him then. All right. By the way, the company gave me a car. It's a really cool black car. Luna excitedly shared the news with Theo. You're driving? Theo asked. Yes. Focus on driving and be careful of your wound. I'll end the call now. Luna felt a little disappointed. Boss, you're so cold to me. Aren't you going to give me a kiss? Stop playing around. Okay, bye-bye. Luna ended the call. A few seconds later, her phone beeped. Should be Theo messaging her. Luna glanced and saw a forwarded phone number with a kiss emoji attached to the text. Luna giggled. The devil is so cute. Luna called second senior brother the moment she reached home. Hello, second senior brother? Little junior sister. You finally remembered me, he whined in loneliness. How would I know you're here? You, are you working? When are you free? Can we meet up? Luna asked. Oh, no worries. I'm free right now. Your man just gave me the day off just now, saying that you're going to be meeting me. Ugh, he just had to be involved with them despite Cameron being a small security guard now. Okay. Chapter 727. At a restaurant. Hey, lady boss, called out a man while waving at her. The man still had his short brown hair as he put one hand in his pocket and he was wearing a security uniform. Luna almost choked on the water she was drinking when she saw Cameron's outfit. How excited are you to see me, teased the man, cozying himself into the seat opposite her. Second senior brother, are you really working as a security guard at Theo's office? Although she had already known about it, it was still a surprise to see him wearing a security uniform in person. Yes. Why? Didn't I tell you through the phone? Because of you, boss personally gave me half the day off. Cameron unconsciously touched his waist. Of course, it was not a gun, it was an electric baton. Second senior brother, what's up with you? Did you hit your head during the fight with first senior brother? Cameron looked at her, his grave eyes free of worldly desires. Commoners like you will never understand the feeling of wanting to become a commoner. Luna was speechless. Oh, little junior sister, I've been meaning to ask you. What's your relationship with Theo? Is it a one-night stand? A multiple-night stand? Or are you his mistress? Cameron asked with great interest. One-night stand? Multiple-night stand? He might as well say that they were friends with benefits. Luna was annoyed. Nonsense, we're in an actual, normal relationship. Oh my. Are you serious? Cameron was surprised. No wonder someone's been going crazy recently. Someone? Who are you talking about? Luna faltered. No one. Cameron brushed the topic aside and questioned, how long have you both been together? Luna counted on her fingers. It's been 3 days, including today. Then, you guys started your relationship in D.C.? Cameron was even more astonished. Luna rolled her eyes at him. That's right. Haven't you heard that trials and challenges will reveal true love? Cameron was speechless this time. If that certain someone knew that he had become her best support this round, that certain someone was going to be so frustrated. Luna drummed her fingers on the table impatiently. It's my turn to ask you questions now. What do you want to know? Cameron raised his eyebrows. Why are you suddenly working for Theo? Everyone wants their needs to be fulfilled. Luna thought about it. It seemed like second senior brother needed Theo's help and they both had agreed to some terms. Luna did not ask about the specifics of their deal. Sometimes, it was better knowing less. Then, she straightforwardly announced, "Actually, I'm here on business today." Second senior brother, are you interested in a part-time job? Cameron's eyes shone with excitement. Oh, a part-time job? I'm interested. I'm short on cash now. Tangy closed all my old accounts. How ruthless of him. Luna exclaimed, he's already being very kind for not killing you. Tell me, what part-time job is it? Actually, no matter what it is, I'll do it as long as I get paid. Don't agree so soon. I want you to teach a 5-year-old boy kung fu. You have to seriously and genuinely teach him what you've got. Cameron brushed his bangs. A 5-year-old kid? That's quite difficult, isn't it? Whose kid is this? Important enough to have to ask me personally. Luna sipped her tea and simply said, my son. Chapter 728. When did you give birth to a child? And he's 5 now? The most illogical thing is, can you even bear a child? Cameron was shocked. Luna had changed into a male outfit after she got back to avoid him overreacting from seeing her in a girl's outfit. But even if she was wearing a man's outfit, she was still a woman biologically. I'm a woman, all right? Why can't I bear a child? Luna erupted. Is he, really your son? Luna rolled her eyes at him and huffed, Theo's son is my son, okay? Cameron clacked, I thought it was really your kid. Speaking of which, aren't you treating his son a bit too well? Mind your own business. Are you taking this job or not? Yes, as long as it pays, I'll do anything. It's decided then. You'll teach on the weekend because he has to go school on weekdays. There will be a 3 months probation period. I'll fire you if you're not doing a good job, Luna said seriously. TSK tisk. Cameron shook his head. What is it? You've changed after you become someone's woman. My dear little junior sister is never coming back again. If even you can become a security guard, anything is possible. After chatting for some time, Luna suddenly remembered an important question to ask. Second senior brother, does Theo know about my past? And my relationship to you? Cameron sipped his tea and answered, probably. Luna sighed in relief after she heard his reply. Actually, Theo had already seen what happened at the Arsenal in Philadelphia, so it did not really matter if he knew or not. As Luna was thinking to herself, Cameron spoke up, aside from that certain someone, I didn't expect Theo to have such weird taste in women. Luna narrowed her eyes at him. Hey. What do you mean? How am I weird? Isn't liking you weird enough? Fine, it was weird. At Regal Riviera Hotel. As she reached home, Luna saw a man with sunglasses and a face mask squatting in front of her apartment. Blondie? Why are you here? Where have you been? I'm almost frozen to death. Quickly open the door. Adam urged. It really was him. Luna took her keys out and opened the door, then she poured him a glass of hot water. Did you just come from the signing ceremony? Adam mumbled. Why are you suddenly here? I thought you're never talking to me anymore. Luna raised her eyebrows teasingly. Adam fumed, you yourself said that you'll never settle down for any man. Love just came like a hurricane. Adam suppressed his urge to punch her as he took a deep breath. I'm here to tell you that, if Stacy were to tell you anything about me, do not believe her. What is she going to tell me? No matter what she says, just don't believe her. Adam huffed impatiently, putting his face mask back on. I'm leaving. Ugh. Luna was speechless. He came all the way here just to tell her something mysterious. Chapter 729. The night after, at Imperial Night Hotel. One of the world's top luxury brands, Noble, was about to start their product launch and would be announcing their official presence in China's market. Among those attending the event was the new mysterious female protagonist in their adverts, the current top perfumer in the industry, Glenn Christa, and the director who had directed Red and Black and Wind, Noble's art director, Cook Bryan. Local famous perfumer, Bai Chiangwei, as well as hot celebrities from the entertainment industry, Millie and Crystal, were also seen posing for the cameras. Many big shots were out and about that night for Noble. Millie matched the theme of the day and wore a dress with a Garden of Eden sort of vibe. It had flowery patterns all over it, making her look mysterious and elegant. "Sis Millie, you look really beautiful today." "Nonsense, Millie is beautiful every day. It's all thanks to Sis Millie that we get to be here today." A few artistes were fawning all over Millie. "You're welcome. We're all colleagues," Millie replied graciously. As they were chatting, someone asked, "Oh, do you guys know who's the ambassador for Noble's new product? They've been really secretive about it. No one in the industry knows who it is." "How mysterious. What's so secretive about it? Isn't it Helen?" Isabella acted as if she knew all about it already. "Helen? Why is it someone from Starlight? Didn't anyone from Glory World audition?" "Sis Millie is bound by some other contract, so why didn't you try it out, Isabella?" Isabella only managed an awkward, forced smile. She had gone for the audition but was rejected in the initial round. The person realized that she had said something wrong, so she followed up, "You must have been busy with your movie at that time. It's unfortunate that you had no time." Isabella's expression softened. I was too busy at the time, so I didn't enter the auditions." Secretly, she was relieved that Noble's audition process was classified, so no one knew if she had even entered it or not. As they were talking to each other, they saw two familiar people enter. "Isn't that Luna and Stacy? Why are they here?" "That's obvious. Stacy couldn't stand Luna having such bad taste, so she brought her here to teach her what's classy." "Ah. It's Director Cook." Their attention shifted to Noble's art director, Cook, who had suddenly appeared. "He's looking in our direction. He's coming over." Isabella was excited as well, but she acted calmly. "Stop making a fuss out of it. My cousin is on good terms with Director Cook." Millie stood up and greeted him. "It's been some time, Mr. Cook." Cook shook her hands, smiling. "We meet again, Ms. Millie. Thank you for you and your friend's support." "You're welcome." The artistes around her looked envious seeing how close Millie was with Director Cook. Isabella was feeling proud of her cousin. "I'm a little busy today, we'll talk again soon." Cook looked around anxiously and after a few exchanges of pleasantries, he excused himself from Millie. "Hey. My dear Luna. We finally meet again." Chapter 730. Cook was polite and reserved when talking to Millie, but his attitude changed when he saw Stacy. Almost immediately, his tone turned passionate and he gave her a big hug the moment he saw her. Stacy had stayed in America for 4 years, so she was used to their way of greeting people. Returning his hug, she exclaimed, "Long time no see." "Oh, my dear, why?" Cook suddenly gaped at her in surprise. Stacy blinked at him. "What is it?" "My dear, you look more beautiful than before." Cook enthused. Stacy laughed. "Dear director, aren't you good at giving girls compliments?" Cook looked at her genuinely. "Oh, no, you really look more beautiful now. Wait, specifically, you've got more charisma. Tell me, are you in love?" Stacy was floored. What was happening? Did this guy have some special eyes? "Director Cook, you're really good with jokes." Stacy carefully glanced at Stacy, casually making up an excuse. Cook did not press further on her love life and Stacy did not notice anything as well. "Then, I'll see you later, sweetie. I've got a strong hunch that everyone will be surprised by you." "See you later, thank you." Millie and Isabella could not hear what their conversation was about, but Cook and Stacy's intimacy was apparent. Millie's expression darkened. Isabella was upset as well. Why is that woman so close to Director Cook? "Seems like they're a little too close," suggested one of the female artistes. Isabella sneered, I was wondering how she got invited. Stacy could not have possibly gotten her an invitation card. This witch, she's getting better and better with men. Millie glared at her annoyedly. Stop talking nonsense. Don't forget what I told you. Her cousin was too impulsive and was unable to control her emotions well. Everyone in the industry knew that she was Millie's cousin, so whatever she said might indirectly affect Millie's reputation. I'm sorry, I just couldn't stand her irritating vibes. Isabella mumbled. Sis Millie, you're just too nice. I wouldn't be able to stand always getting compared to her. Exactly. Moments later, the conference started. Noble's founder gave a brief introduction to the core idea of their latest product and their future marketing plans. Then, with Millie taking the lead, the big shots from the entertainment industry started voicing out their opinions. In response to an interview, Millie expressed, I've always liked Noble's products. I'm impressed by their creativity and I'm really honored to be invited to this conference. Millie, I heard Director Cook wanted you to be the ambassador initially, but unfortunately, you're unable to comply due to your contract with Chanel. Is that true? Asked a journalist. Millie smiled. That's unfortunate indeed. The journalist pointed his mic at Director Cook and asked, Director Cook must have felt disappointed as well. Cook replied immediately, not at all, it's my luck. This could be described as a blessing disguised as a misfortune. I'm really satisfied with my ambassador this time around. She's amazing. Chapter 731. Cook's words made the situation slightly awkward. The journalist was sweating with frayed nerves. This foreigner was too straightforward. Although he meant those words genuinely, it was not very appropriate, especially in front of Millie. Millie smiled at him. To be able to impress Director Cook, this must be a marvelous artiste. Director Cook nodded confidently. Indeed, she is. Millie's generosity placated any awkwardness. The crowd became even more interested in this new ambassador that they were going to announce. Was Cook exaggerating it for the brand, or was the ambassador really that amazing? The latter might be true, since Noble was such a high-class brand. Their ambassador could actually be as extraordinary as Cook claimed. The launch continued with the staff distributing their latest perfume sample to the guests. Noble perfume originated 200 years ago and was inherited through the generations. With our very own unique formula, we adopted the ancient technique of perfume distillation and have selected the best ingredients under strict quality checks. Our new perfume this time uses roses from the Rose Valley in Bulgaria, jasmines from Florence, tuberoses from India, vetivers from Haiti, ylang ylang from Madagascar. Everyone took a sniff of the deep and aromatic sample strips, instantly being teleported into an old, luxurious palace, exhibiting elegance. As if spurred on by the presentation and everyone's praises, the large screen at the front of everyone lit up. The screen displayed a gloomy sky, dark with stormy clouds, then the view cut through the clouds and the ancient Chang'an street in China appeared. There was a young girl in soiled clothes and messy hair, her face smudged with dirt beyond recognition. At that point, the guests and journalists were all surprised. Am I seeing something wrong? Is this really the advertisement Noble's renowned director produced? Isn't Noble's main theme supposed to be classy? That's right. Why is the main character playing a beggar? A pair of toll palace guards passed by swiftly on their horses, not noticing the young girl on the street. The crowds were confused, they had no idea what was going to happen next. The ambassador didn't even appear. Her face was all covered up. How can we identify her? Wouldn't the ambassador have a hard time shooting this? Could the beggar be just a supporting character? Maybe the main character hasn't appeared yet. As everyone voiced their suspicions and theories, the screen panned out to the trees by the road and the sound effects of the wind blowing whooshed through the room. Leaves fell from the trees, rustling in the wind. The clip-clops of the horses came closer as the guards who had left earlier returned and stopped right in front of the young girl. The leading general jumped off his horse, kneeling on one knee to the young girl. Quickly, all the other soldiers got off their horses and bowed. Chapter 732. Next, the camera focused in on the girl's face. Her hair fluttered lightly in the breeze, mimicking the airiness that came with the spraying of fragrance. The girl's smudged face gazed into the lens indifferently with a pair of clear eyes, exuding a sense of innocent elegance. Next, the scene took the crowd from the streets of Chang'an into a very luxurious palace. There was a silhouette of a woman's back in this scene, and she elegantly donned a gold silk dress with her hair combed into an exquisite bun. She took decorous footsteps and made her way one step at a time into the palace. At that moment, everyone finally understood the storyline. That beggar girl was actually a princess who had unexpectedly found herself among the common folks. Because the girl's clothes were tattered and her face dirty, the guards had not recognized her at first. At last, they noticed the girl's real identity when the elegance within her shone through despite her fallen appearance. Just as the crowd was gushing about the creativity of this advertisement, the screen cut into the next scene with part of the princess' face. Finally, the princess was about to be revealed, and the crowd at the launch were excited in anticipation to find out who this enigmatic ambassador was. The glistening hairpin swayed between the slivers of her hair, and in that moment when the princess slowly looked up from under her eyelashes, the red applique on her forehead with that graceful, beautiful face made everyone gasp in amazement. Because they had the previous beggar's appearance as comparison, this scene was even more shocking for everyone. The ultimate shock was when everyone recognized who the girl was. Luna. It's Luna. The world's leading co-star, the actress who played Ella, Luna. Too beautiful. I remember when I watched the trailer of The World. I was already so taken by her beauty. While some were pleasantly surprised, others were dumbfounded. The moment Luna's face clearly appeared, Millie almost spilled her tea. It was actually Luna. How could this be? How could it be Luna? Isabella stood up uncontrollably. She wanted to see clearly for herself as she mumbled in disbelief, "No way. How could it be Luna? Is there a mistake? Isabel, didn't you say it was Helen? How could that woman Luna qualify for an ambassadorship of this rank?" Albeit appearing for only a short second at the end of the entire advertisement, Luna left a strong impression on everyone. That was Luna. They definitely did not wrongly recognize her. After a short silence, there was a thunderous applause from the crowd. Spectacular. Too spectacular. It is Director Cook, after all. What an amazing idea. Even though there wasn't any dialogue in the entire clip, it conveyed a strong message to everyone. Elegance is a kind of aura that no street look can cover up. Even if the princess was fallen and became a beggar on the streets, she was still a princess. The elegance of her aura would not change despite her clothing and appearance. Too amazing. What's more marvelous is that the female protagonist only revealed her face for 1 second at the end, but the only thing that remained in my mind was the final second. Everyone remained in amazement until only the perfume's latest crystal bottle design and brand logo were left on the screen. Next, let us invite our newest ambassador, Luna. Welcome, Miss Brown. Introduced by the host so passionately, Luna, who had been sitting quietly in a corner where no one noticed, stood up slowly. Director Cook was unusually enthusiastic and had walked down the stage personally, bowing like a gentleman to Luna before offering his hand to help her on stage. Chapter 733. Now, there was no room for further doubts. Noble's ambassador this time around was Luna, there was no mistake about that. This is so unexpected. Who knew that the secret ambassador is actually the actress who played Ella, Miss Brown? The competition was very tight this time around, and I believe many excellent artistes participated in the audition. I wonder why Director Cook had chosen Luna. During the initial auditions, I saw that Ella had the kind of elegance and pride that our brand needs. Cook answered proudly. Luna, could you tell us what you understand about fragrance? The reporter turned to Luna and asked. Fragrance is the most direct and most invasive scent on a person. A person's taste of their surroundings is enhanced through fragrance, and it will not go unnoticed. For a woman, men might not remember what you might have worn today, they might even forget how you look. But they will definitely remember how you smelt. People's memories of scent stay in their minds for a while. Luna answered easily without having any stage fright or nervousness facing so many reporters and all the big shots of the industry in the same room. The press conference continued without any hiccups. Everyone's eyes were on Luna. No one noticed that through the door in the back, 2 people had arrived late. Emma looked slightly helplessly at Helen, who had dragged her along to the event. Even though she had received the invitation, she naturally decided not to come to avoid feeling uncomfortable because she already knew that Luna was the ambassador. She thought that Helen would definitely not attend the function too. Who'd have known that she not only wanted to come but had also dragged her along? Emma, believe me, just watch. There will be something to watch. Helen looked slyly at Luna, who was getting all the attention on stage. That was hers. All those gasps and amazed stares should have been all hers, but it had been shamelessly snatched away by this woman. Emma looked at Helen's determined gaze and felt unassured. However, since Helen wanted to mess with Luna herself, she just followed her to take a seat and prepared to watch whatever unfolded before her. She did not even have to personally do anything to defeat Luna. At that moment, Isabella, who was fuming, had noticed Isabella's arrival. Her eyes twinkled and she quickly turned to her to say softly, "Helen. You're here too." Helen nodded slightly. She usually was not friendly towards Glory World's artiste, but she just let it be for reputation's sake. Besides, her attention had been drawn towards the stage at that moment and she did not have the mood to make small talk. Yet, Isabella could not help but ask, "Aren't you Noble's ambassador?" How did it change to be Luna? Helen frowned. Her expression was dark as she replied vaguely, "At first, I thought I was the chosen one too, but, never mind." When she heard this, Isabella and the female artistes around them felt like something was odd. Why did Helen's words sound so weird? What did she mean when she said that she thought it was her too? Isabella suddenly got excited at the prospect of some internal strife. The reporters were still going on with their question and answer session. Suddenly, a reporter asked harshly, "As everyone knows, the competition for Noble's ambassadorship was very tight this time around. Based on those few girls whom I know had participated, they are all the industry's finest and most elite female artistes, even including movie stars like Hope and top artistes like Kayla. Why did director Cook choose a less than famous Luna to be the ambassador based on one clip from The World?" Chapter 734. When they heard this question, everyone present had a stunned expression on their faces, their thoughts immediately straying towards the possibility of an ambiguous relationship. The reporter paused, then added, "Before this, I received insider information that the ambassadorship had been decided to be awarded to Starlight's Miss Helen. Why did it suddenly change to Luna? Was there some kind of an immoral exchange in between?" The reporter's words were already very blatant. Every word was aimed to accuse that Luna had surpassed Helen through unspoken rules. Instantly, the crowd started to buzz. Millie, who had initially suppressed her annoyance, relaxed slightly. Isabella looked excited and almost bounced in her seat. "I knew it was like this." In the back seat, Helen crossed her arms over her chest and looked at Emma delightedly. It was obvious that she had arranged that reporter as a mole. "Let's pose this question to Director Cook and Miss Luna to answer all of us," the reporter craftily said towards Luna. Everyone's lenses and eyes were focused on Luna, either out of excitement or out of the need for gossip. They attempted to catch her distressed and embarrassed emotions. Yet, facing such serious accusations in such a sudden situation, Luna's expression had not budged. Instead, she took over the microphone and looked coldly towards the reporter who had instigated her and fearlessly said, "You're right, I admit that the competition this time was indeed very intense. When I found out that I had passed through the initial selection from my manager, I was pleasantly surprised myself." To this reporter, I would like to ask, with such intense competition and my going through the normal audition to be selected, is there a causation effect? Do you think that because the competition was intense, I definitely shouldn't have gotten through the auditions? Other than that, I wonder who you got such inside information from. Based on some feeble info, you accused me of such a serious action like immoral means. Do you think it's appropriate? If the person sitting here today wasn't me and was someone else, could I use such an unreasonable reason based on inside information to question them? Luna threw the 3 questions one after another, each one harsher than the previous. The reporter was rendered speechless. That reporter looked embarrassed, then said with an unyielding tone, "As a reporter, we have the right to question logically and discover the truth for the public. Besides, everyone saw your and director Cook's ambiguous intimacy earlier." "Huh, ambiguous intimacy? It was just a normal hug between friends and colleagues, but you think that was ambiguous? Do you know the saying that the eyes see what the heart thinks? Are you executing your rights or are you using it to defame and slander?" Luna asked. "You're twisting the truth," the reporter said as he suddenly smiled cunningly. Then he took out a stack of pictures from his bag to distribute among everyone present, including Luna and Cook. "I have evidence. These pictures, how do you explain them?" Luna looked at the pictures. They were some behind-the-scenes interaction from when she had shot the advertisement in Country M with Cook. However, the angle the photographer had taken the shot from was very peculiar. Cook was only emotionally patting her shoulder, but from that angle, it looked like they were hugging closely. In fact, some of the photos even looked like they were kissing. Instantly, all the guests and reporters present were agitated and they all looked at Luna in disgust. "I thought the auditions would be very fair. Who knew a big shot like this would have scandals too? How embarrassing." At the same, when everyone was distracted, Stacy had already quietly found the director's assistant backstage and whispered something into her ear before passing her a USB flash drive. Chapter 735. The assistant nodded, then walked towards Cook, who was on stage. At that moment, Cook looked miserable when he heard what the assistant whispered to him. He hesitated, then looked at Luna and suddenly set his mouth in a determined line. He nodded at his assistant and solemnly skimmed the crowd before contemplating on his reply to the reporter. "Originally, the auditions, including the process of our shoot, is confidential, but since everyone has such suspicions." Then, he signaled to the assistant, who understood and immediately put the USB into the computer. Everyone thought that Cook had just been forced to disclose the audition process, so they instantly looked at the screen in excitement. The room on the screen was obviously the audition room, and that girl seen in it was actually Helen. Helen wore an elegant vintage Chinese cheongsam, while she sat there playing the guqin. Her entire person exuded a noble elegance. It was so perfect without any flaw to pick on. When they saw this, the public felt that the reporter's words rang true. "Helen's performance is spectacular. That was practically unsurpassable." "Exactly. There's obviously some inside job going on here." Then, before the discussion stopped, Luna, who donned a gray and dull dress, walked in on the screen. The scene started with Cook's loud insults towards Luna, scolding her for her dressing, which seemed disrespectful to them. Indeed. The original ambassador was supposed to be Helen. Direction: Cook hated Luna right from the start. How did he decide that she would be the ambassador later on? This is so obvious now. Definitely using some scandalous methods. The crowd looked at each other, thinking the same thoughts without explicitly voicing them out. However, the next scene shocked everyone speechless, just as it did to Cook in the audition room. Luna sat at ease in front of the guqin and unexpectedly played an extremely difficult Guang Lin San. I believe that true elegance and nobility is not just by donning the name of luxurious brands. It is neither to show off the expensive accessories on hand nor to boast about your own beauty and educational qualifications. True nobility is, even if dressed in ragged clothes and messy hair, not being able to conceal the aristocratic charisma within. Until Luna's definition of true nobility was spoken out loud, everyone offstage had yet to return to their senses. Simply amazing. Noble's advertisement's spectacular creativity had unexpectedly originated from Luna's audition. Still, the screenplay had not yet ended. The screen continued to play the highlights from the advertisement shoot. Everyone could see that the pictures the reporter had shown them had been intentionally shot from an ambiguous angle. In reality, the two of them were interacting normally without any hanky-panky. The behind-the-scenes video proved that there were no ambiguities. Finally, an audition form was zoomed in on the final scene. On the sheet, all those who had signed up to participate had their names on it, and beside it was the list for those who were shortlisted. The list had both Isabella and Emma's names. Isabella was initially only slightly disappointed that she did not ruin Luna. To her utmost shock, she saw her name on the list. At the same time, the female artistes next to Isabella looked at her in surprise. She had signed up after all but had been eliminated. However, for the sake of saving her face, she had said she did not even audition. Of course, there was another person who looked worse off compared to Isabella. Helen never would have thought that Luna had done such extensive preparations to counter any scandals and that Cook would expose the audition process for her sake. Just as she was almost stomping her feet in frustration about this, she saw the name list at the end. On the name list was Emma. Chapter 736. Didn't Emma say that she had not signed up at all because she didn't want to fight with her and had intentionally let her go ahead? Emma, you registered? I thought you said you didn't. It never occurred to Emma that her biggest worry would happen. She put on a miserable face as she pretended to say, I'm curious too. I did tell Sophia that I didn't want to register, but maybe she had too many things on hand and missed out on my message. Is that so? Helen was slightly doubtful. However, even if Emma claimed so, it could not change the fact that she had indeed been eliminated in the first round. Initially, she had thought the charismatic Emma would be her biggest competitor. Who'd have guessed that she had actually been eliminated in the first round? Now, Noble's launch press conference had come to an end. The reporters surrounded Emma in a flurry. Because Emma was the most famous name on the eliminated name list, all the reporters naturally targeted her. Oh, Emma, you participated in the Noble auditions too, but you were eliminated and you even lost to your junior. How do you feel about this? Emma, Noble's theme is elegance. Does this mean that director Cook thinks you're not suitable for their brand's theme and thus, you do not have an elegant charisma? Emma stared at Luna, who was being heaped with praises not too far away, and stabbed her fingernails into her palm while pretending to maintain her composure and answered the reporters, for the auditions this time, I had no intentions to join and I did not know about it either. It was probably my manager who had casually helped me register, so I'm not too sure what happened either, sorry. She was obviously trying to imply she had simply participated without any care or preparation at all. However, how many of them would believe her words was another story. Isabella was secretly relieved that Emma had been swarmed by the reporters, distracting them away from her. She was afraid that she would be targeted, so she quickly ran off sneakily. Helen was such a burden. It was a good thing that even Emma had been eliminated too, so that her being eliminated did not look too bad either. On the other end of the room, Luna left with Stacy after passionately bidding director Cook farewell. In the car, Luna happily hugged and kissed Stacy's cheeks. Sis Stacy, you're awesome. You actually prepared all of that beforehand. Stacy smiled as she shrugged. It was my backup plan. It's a good thing that you improvised well, so I could follow your reaction flow to execute all that. If your reaction had been slightly off, we could have handled it badly. Luna laughed. We are the best partners. Stacy chuckled too. Rest well when you get home. You still have to prepare for your new show next. Okay. When she got home, Luna ate and cleaned herself up before lying down in bed comfortably. Just as she was engrossed in a book about film theories, there was a knock on her door. Who could it be at this hour? Luna opened the door and saw Theo standing in front of her, wearing a black windbreaker and bringing in some cold air from the outside. Luna instantly hugged him, overjoyed, and said, Big boss, you're here. Then, she looked behind him before asking, Where's little treasure? Theo replied matter-of-factly with a poker face, I didn't bring him. Why? It's not suitable for children, said Theo, before he hugged her by the waist and entered. Bam! The door closed with Luna's back against the door and the man holding the curve of the base of her skull. They started a round of intense kisses. Chapter 737. A devil that has been removed of its chains, is really passionate. Luna had already changed into soft and warm fuzzy pajamas. Theo's hand lightly slipped through her gown, feathering her slim waist and finding its way up to envelope that tender curve. Because Theo's palm was still cold from the chilly air outside, Luna's body involuntarily shuddered. She She was not sure whether it was the cold or the sudden stimulation that caused her to react that way. Cold? Theo pulled his hand away immediately. In her fuzzy pajamas with her hair lazily tumbling in all the right places, she exuded a sense of lazy domestication, making her look so soft, warm and sweet that made him lose control bit by bit. Besides, today was the 4th day of their relationship. They had survived more than half of what people called that deadly 1 week. Those few days, he did not know how he had returned home each time. He was floating in between extreme happiness and despair. He had thought of many ways before to make her stay every time. He could not even bear to have her leave him for even 1 second, yet he had still chosen to go with her flow. As Luna was snuggled in his embrace, she noticed that somewhere below his belly there was a stream of heat and she felt something hard. While her chest seemed to have the lingering imprints of the man's strength and his slightly rough hands, he could not help but blush. It was just a kiss and there was already a reaction? In fact, this was not the first time. Damn it, next time whoever said that Theo was not tempted by seduction would get slapped. Did today go smoothly? Theo asked, some seductive hoarseness in his tone. Luna's little face beamed as she nodded. There were some slight bumps but we resolved them already. She noticed that Theo was controlling his breath as he hugged her, clearly trying to suppress his emotions. Luna looked up from his chest and blinked to look at him, before weakly saying, the nurse already said that it's not good for your body to suppress it in, the nurse also said that you can resolve it without doing it, or else. Can help you? The moment she said, the little beast that Theo had suppressed with all his might, instantly sprung up at Luna's words. Theo lay down and kissed the girl's forehead, his tone significantly calmer. There's no need. Why not? He was already so tense. Because I can't bear to. Can't bear to force her to do anything she did not want to do. Luna sighed lightly. All right, actually, I previously might have been slightly defensive towards men, but, big boss. Just as the two were speaking, the doorbell suddenly rang. Luna looked outside through the peephole and instantly felt like a cat who had its tail stepped on, leaping. My God. Stacy. Why would she come over at this hour? What to do? What to do? The doorbell kept ringing as Luna pushed Theo, trying to find a hiding place for him. She was super anxious. At last, she pushed him into the bathroom. However, she was still not assured and pulled the shower curtain for him to hide in the bathtub. When she saw the devil's face darken due to having his long legs and arms cramped inside the bathtub, Luna gave him a big kiss on the lips and caressed his handsome face. Sorry. You have to be miserable for a while, I'll be done really soon. Chapter 738. The devil still looked very unhappy. Luna hardened her resolve and leaned over him to kiss him on the lips again. My dear, we're just dating but it feels like we're cheating. Don't you think it's very exciting? Theo's gaze darkened further as he pulled her head down to kiss her hard. This beast. Wasn't she being too confident about his self-restraint? Luna was panicked by the incessant doorbell ringing as she tousled the guy's hair to console him patiently. Okay, if we continue, I'll be exposed. No. Not here. Don't bite. Theo was panting slightly as he restrained himself from the impulse of leaving any marks on her. Coming. Luna called out as she whispered into Theo's ear, Be good, I'll come back to help you later. Theo stiffened immediately. Luna looked at him quietly with eyes as clear as a reflective lake. What I didn't finish saying earlier was that, big boss, despite all that, you're different, you're special. Then, without a care for whatever waves her words had caused in Theo's heart, she ran off to the living room to open the door for Stacy. She looked around to see if she had left any traces of his presence as she poured a drink for Stacy. Stacy took the cup with a serious expression. Don't busy yourself. Sit down. I came over suddenly because I have something to tell you. Luna observed Stacy's expression and asked, Bad news? Never mind, Stacy paused, then said, Didn't you take fancy to a script the last time? Yeah. It's called I Only Like You. It's the one where the girl dresses up as a guy. What's wrong? Is there an issue? Luna asked quickly. Initially, there were still a few days of auditions for this show and the director also agreed to let you have a go earlier. But just now, I just received news that the other party has directly decided on Isabella as the female lead. What? Luna frowned. Is it confirmed? Stacy nodded. Yes, when I called to ask, they said that the contract has even been signed. Otherwise, I would definitely have helped you fight for it. So soon. Luna was very disappointed. It was like saving up enough money to buy a much-anticipated toy, yet just when she had saved up a piggy bank full of money, the toy had been bought by someone else with a $100 bill. At the same time at a certain bar in Imperial, happy vibes were all around. Thank you, Director Zhang and Producer Qian. Please take care of Isabella. Thank you, Director. Thank you, Producer Qian and thank you, Cousin. I will definitely work hard. Isabella said emotionally. It's nothing. Miss Isabella, you have the capabilities. We are just strengthening this alliance. Exactly. Besides, Goddess Sue has helped us pull so many big shot cameos. Our show will have one of the history's strongest artiste appearances and will definitely sell well. That's profit in the bank. Isabella served the director some alcohol as she asked, I heard that Stacy also contacted you. It seems like someone's interested to fight for this character too. Yes, they contacted me about half a month ago saying that they were very interested in our show. I just agreed to let Luna audition. Actually, I was just casually agreeing to it, but Luna will not suit our show's female lead, no matter what. Chapter 739. The smaller artistes accompanying Isabella on the side instantly started to echo. How shameless that she tried to get close just by looking at how big the budget and the drama crew is without reflecting on how she looks. She thinks that just because she's pretty, she can accept any show. Exactly, she looks so gaudy. If she dressed as a man, how weird would that be? She is only suitable for the role of the vixen. The director held Isabella's hand and touched it meaningfully while smiling. Isabella still fits what I want best. Rumors had it that Millie was the woman of the CEO of Goldberg Group, so he naturally dared not touch her. But this little cousin of hers, if things were mutually consensual, he could mess around with her a little. When Isabella received the director's hint, she was naturally happy to be associated with a big director like him, so she laughed. And I thank the director for his love. Millie was happy to watch the two of them flirt. Director Zhang was a reputable director and if Isabella could hook up with him, she would definitely benefit in the future. She had spent so much effort to help Isabella because her kind of shows was different from hers, so there would not be a conflict of interest. At the same time, she needed a strong assistant. In fact, for occasions like these that needed accompanying and courtesy, she could comfortably leave it all to her. In the apartment. So far, this show already has $60 million in investment. For an idol drama to have $60 million in investment is quite rare in the industry. The drama team also invited many big shots within the industry. Even someone who carried soya sauce in the scene is an A-lister cameo. That means so many people are just there to match one female lead. With such a lineup, the competition would obviously be intense. One would not get the part just for acting skills and suitability. Based on your current work experience, I'm afraid that you are slightly lacking. Stacy, I understand. Even though Luna was reluctant, she could not deny that she was a rookie who had only acted as a supporting actress. It was tough for her to get the female lead role for her second drama, especially with such a strong lineup and so much money invested in it. Modern dramas were different from ancient day dramas. Based on the current market, $60 million in investment was already very shocking. Isabella's recently released movie and drama had pretty good feedback. In fact, she was the female lead in both of them, plus she was already an A-lister. Besides, she had Millie's strong support, so it was entirely logical for the directing team to decide on her. Luna and Stacy discussed this for quite a while before coming up with a conclusion. Since the contract had already been signed and it was already spilled milk, there was definitely no use crying over it. As they spoke, Luna noticed something. Oh, no. She seemed to have forgotten something. She had forgotten the devil. Ugh, I've got a stomach ache. Stacy, let me run to the toilet for a bit. Wait for me for a while. As Luna ran towards the bathroom, she also picked up some junk food, a bottle of mineral water, and a book when Stacy was not noticing. When she entered the bathroom, Luna immediately pulled open the shower curtain. Theo sat in the tub hugging his knees. When he saw her appear, he revealed a sad expression as if he was a king being imprisoned by an evil witch. Oh, dear. Luna tossed all the food, water, and the book into the tub, then put a leg into the tub to move into the devil's embrace, looking to please him. It's my fault. My fault. We'll finish talking really soon. You eat some things and read first. Just wait for me a while more, okay? Chapter 740. Theo then asked, how long more? Luna pondered. 10, no, 5 minutes. I'll be very quick. Then, because she was afraid Stacy would be anxiously waiting, she quickly got up and prepared to leave. Because the tub was too slippery, she lost her footing and fell into Theo's arms again. "Oh. Theo, what's that's so hard on you?" Theo grunted from her weight falling onto him and then stopped her hand that kept feeling around. He then said through gritted teeth, "What do you think?" It can't be still in an upward position since just now, can it?" Theo's gaze was like the lava from an apocalyptic volcano, staring at her with heated eyes. The answer was already very obvious. "You're different. You're special. Wait for me, I'll come back to help you." Obviously, this brat did not realize what these words that she had simply thrown out had meant to him. Simply put, the effect those words had on him was the same as a strong Viagra. So, the entire she had been talking to Stacy outside, his body had been boiling and fired up. Luna looked guilty, then she quickly escaped the tub before the devil went crazy. She ran towards the door as she whispered, be good, wait for me." Those last 3 words she actually directed towards the area 3 inches below Theo's belly button. She returned to the living room. Luna felt like she was over the audition she missed out on, so she just said to Stacy, "Stacy, it's okay. I didn't think this through. I liked this script too much initially and wanted to fight for it, of course. I also prepared for everything. Since this turned out this way, I will just choose another script. It's not that big of a deal." The entertainment industry was such, not everything would be smooth sailing, and Luna had very quickly regained her spirits. When Stacy saw that she was not too affected, she instantly breathed a sigh of relief. "Also, you don't have to rush now. You have just finished this tiring period of promotions. Rest well for the next few days before you take on another show. I will arrange some variety shows and interviews for you. Here are some details, see if anything sparks your interest." "Okay, thank you, Stacy." After they bade farewell and just as she was prepared to send Stacy away, her guest suddenly stood up and said, "Luna, I'd like to borrow your toilet for a while." Luna immediately shouted, "You can't." "Why not?" Stacy asked curiously. Luna quickly thought an answer and explained, "I just realized the toilet is blocked. Then, I'll go downstairs to use the public toilet." Okay. She finally sent Stacy away safely. Luna was about to collapse in exhaustion. Breaking promises did come with a price to pay. She had really given her all to this relationship. Yet, her ordeal had not yet ended. There was still a whiny devil that needed her coaxing. "I'm back." Luna quickly hopped into the bathroom and pulled open the shower curtain. "Big boss. Quickly get out. Stacy is gone." Then, she scratched her head and asked, or do you want to stay here?" Theo's answer was the hurl of his long arm, immediately pulling her into the tub by her waist and trapping her in his embrace. In an oddly coarse voice, he managed to say, "Here.